Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey here, once again with another Legends of Tomorrow review. This is for episode 2, otherwise known as the pilot part 2. So there will be spoilers in this, just a warning, we'll get through the quick recap and then we'll get into what I thought of the episode. So this episode takes place in 1975 as well, from what we saw last episode, and it's with the team trying to take down Vandal Savage as he attempts to sell this nuclear warhead to this large group of potential terrorists. Now, one of these terrorists is actually Damien Dark. Now, if you don't watch Arrow, he's actually the main villain for this season. So the action scenes in this episode were quite impressive, as well as Firestorm stopping the nuclear warhead blast, but absorbing the explosion, which was pretty cool. Throughout the first fight scene though, Ray Palmer, or the Atom, loses a piece of his suit, which turns out changes the timeline dramatically. We actually get to see a first look at a potential alternate timeline when we see Central City basically burning and in ruins. So the team have to meet with Professor Stein's younger self to actually get a piece of equipment that will let them track down the piece of the Atom suit. Meanwhile, the Hawks find this newspaper article on the dagger that actually killed them back in ancient Egypt. Now they need it to be stolen from whoever was purchased. Now this is where Captain Cold obviously is going to jump at the chance to steal something. So Sarah, Jax, and the Professor actually go to the university to retrieve information on how to track the piece of Ray's suit, and in the meantime attempting not to change the timeline too much. On the other side, we have Captain Cold, Heatwave, and Ray going to retrieve the dagger from the owner's house, but end up getting captured in this cage after an argument. Now they start to rewire the security to escape, but then the owner comes home though, and it's pretty unfortunate that the owner ends up being Vandal Savage. Meanwhile, the group at the university end up knocking out the younger Martin Stein to get the device to find the Atom suit. Now, Canary actually ends up infiltrating the place and retrieves the piece. However, when they return to the Wave Rider, the younger Martin Stein has tracked them back as well, which is not good. And because of this alternate the timeline changing and stuff like that, Professor Stein's wedding ring actually disappears. So Firestorm gets Heatwave, Captain Cold, and Ray away from Vandal Savage, and the Hawks actually go to kill him with the dagger. However, Hawkman attempts to kill him with the dagger, but it must be Hawkgirl who kills him with this dagger, as it was hers. So Savage actually turns the dagger on Hawkman and kills him, which is a big shock. It basically explains a lot of people were predicting that Hawkman would die early. So Hawkgirl attempts to fight Savage back, but gets stabbed herself, but not critically, and she is saved by the rest of the group before Savage can actually finish her off. So Rip actually contacts Martin Stein's younger self and encourages him to go to this get-together that he was actually meant to meet his future wife at, and this is done to restore the timeline, even though it could have actually dramatically changed the timeline even more if it didn't work. So to end the episode off, the Legends agree to continue their hunt for Savage rather than return to the present day. So this episode was actually really good, and I still stick by my point that I made in my episode 1 review, where I said that they should have made this a 2-hour special. The pilot should have just been a 2-hour episode instead of splitting it up, because last episode just ended dramatically, and not in a good way, where it was oh, this feels like an unfinished episode. Whereas if they'd put these two together, it would have been perfect. Everyone would have been raving about it, giving it 9 out of 10 and stuff like that. So they sort of dropped the ball there, but I think now that episode 2 has rolled around and I've watched it, I'm I don't really care that more. Let's just keep going on. Let's keep on going with the show, because this episode was really good and I'm really excited for the rest of this season. So some of the coolest moments would have to be that fight with a terrorist group, where we even see Ray Palmer shrinking, growing back, shrinking and stuff like that, and blasting people, which was pretty damn awesome. I must say that Firestorm scene where he absorbs the nuclear blast was really awesome visual effects as well, and hopefully we get to see more of that, but it was just cool to see that happen. I guess it was cool seeing one character interacting with their younger self, which I think we're going to see a lot more in this season. They've already teased that Captain Cold's going to be doing that. We might get some Sarah Lance doing that as well, but we'll have to wait and see. But it'll be pretty cool to see that happen. And I guess the Hawkman death was a bit of a bummer. But if they keep traveling around time, you never know. There might be a situation where they go to a time where Hawkman is still alive, but Hawkgirl has died. So maybe because Hawkgirl's still alive, she might interact with that Hawkman, and it wouldn't change the timeline too much because they're used to being reincarnated and meeting each other. So that might happen. So we might not have seen the last of Hawkman. But the thing I'm really excited for is to see where they go in the next episode. Now, I haven't seen the trailer. We'll have to watch and see if it gives a hint as to where they're going. But hopefully it might be in the future. Like, not, I'm saying past the point where Rip Hunter left, but maybe like in like maybe like 2030 or something like that. It'd be pretty cool to see that period, and we might get to see some more familiar characters. We'll have to wait and see. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, leave any comments. What do you think of this episode? Do you agree that they should have made it like a two-parter episode? I think they should have, and just included in 1 week would have made it so much better. And subscribe if you're new for more Legends of Tomorrow. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.